Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been checking out all the new content that's been coming your way, and if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. 2024 is the year of content, and I actually meant it. I'm back with a bang. So today's video is an addition to the Agile practitioner, Agile project management certification journey that I hinted at. Okay, I didn't hint at, I did create a video notifying you all that I recently got my foundation and practitioner certifications for Agile project management. I walked you through my thought process and why I wanted to do it. And today I'll be talking about Agile project management foundation, what it is you need to know in terms of the exam, how to prepare for it, tips, and I'll follow this through with also practitioner, what you need to know, how you need to prepare, because it's a two-level certification. So foundation is the first level, then practitioner is the next level. So I'll walk you through what you need to know. I did them back to back. I did them all in the same week. I would definitely recommend you do the same. But before we go into the details of it, I just want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button, because this year I am aiming to hit 10,000 subscribers. It really validates the work I put into this channel, and it's just good to build this community. You get to get notified whenever a new video is up, so please hit that subscribe button. All right, I'll get into it, wasting no time. So I decided I'll cover this video, this and also the practitioner one. I encourage you to watch both, even though maybe you've not even started the foundation one. It's good to just know what you're getting yourself into. I would definitely not recommend for you to get half a certification, though they're all standalone, but I'd encourage you to get foundation and practitioner. It is not hard. It's the same material that you will use, so you might as well just go the whole way. Have legitimize your project management experience, because I believe each and every one of us to some extent does some project management in their day-to-day. It may not be it's your official title, but you might as well legitimize your experience. So first things first, you would be thinking to do Agile project management, Agile PM as it's officially known, but it actually stands for Agile project management. You may be looking to get a certification in this area because either you actually want to go for a project manager role, or just project management skills are essential for the roles that you're thinking about. So it could be maybe you're thinking about a transformation manager type of role, portfolio manager, project manager, Scrum Master, though there are specific Scrum Master certifications. But if you're in, especially in the tech space where Agile is the in thing, and it's here to stay, then you probably want project management certification that's focused on Agile practices. So that's where Agile PM comes in, because Agile is actually mainly associated, it is associated with software development. So there are methodologies, frameworks out there like the Scrum framework, but Agile PM, which is by the DSDM, it's based on the DSDM framework. It basically applies Agile practices to traditional project management. So most project management certification, PMP, Prince2, most of them are based on the traditional waterfall methodology. So Agile PM is the go-to. I will not get into the nitty-gritties of that because I have a whole video that explains why I did it, why I did the Agile PM, and why I think you should do it too. I definitely recommend it, especially in this day and age where project management is very marketable. I would definitely recommend. So I'll put a link to that video, at least in the description, but also somewhere on the screen. So foundation, you've decided I am going for it. I'm convinced I am going to do it. How would you register for it? What are the costs? What's the material that you need? What's the format of the exam that you can expect, and few tips. That is exactly what I'll be covering in today's video, so stay tuned. So when it comes to how much it costs £288. So you would register with APMG International, which is an accreditation and examining body. They tend to accredit a lot of the tech certifications. You know, the certifications that don't necessarily have their own qualifying body. So you know, like ACCA, CISA, they have their own. ISACA is the body, ACCA is the body. So accounting has it's been there for a long time. So there are quite a few qualifying bodies, but APMG, I've noticed they tend to accredit a lot of the tech, the newer certifications, and they're a recognized body. So I sat my exam through a learning provider. So I didn't book directly with APMG, but for the sake of this video, I researched for you, because especially if you follow my channel, you are probably a self-study girl or guy like me. You are probably considering self-studying for most of these for whatever reason. And therefore I wanted to make sure that I looked into that option for you. So I did it through my employer, which is why I was able to go through a learning provider without any issues. If you are doing this yourself, pursuing this yourself, and maybe you're not able to get it through your work, I would recommend you first try get it through your work, especially if you can relate it, create a business case around what you do day to day and how you'll be able to bring value back to the team. But if that's not an option for you, maybe you're in a role that doesn't need it, but you want to switch, you want to use this to switch your career. Self-study is a very valid option, but then also you can decide to pay for your own learning provider. So I would encourage you to go to the APMG website, APMG International website, and of course search for Agile PM. You'll be able to see they have, you can find the accredited delivery partners on the website, so you can be able to search for the learning provider that's in your area. That's if you want to go for in-person classroom, because those options are there. There's in-person classroom, but there's also online virtual classroom and a self-paced. So you can still self-study, but not necessarily the complete self-study of you're reading the manual, because I'll get to actually what you need. You could go through the where it's self-paced, where you have access to resources, online resources. They could be videos, or you're not in a classroom setup basically, but you're still self-studying. It's still you who's driving it, but you could have the easier self-study option where you have access to online resources. But if you're booking the exam yourself, the cost is £288. Most of the time, if you have a learning provider, the cost you pay them includes the exam, and they'll do the exam booking for you. But you can do all this by yourself on the APMG website. In terms of material, you need the Agile PM Handbook. So the Agile PM Handbook, again, is something that you'll likely be given by your learning provider if you go through that option. But if you're self-studying, all you need to do is just go on the Agile Business Consortium webpage. So the Agile PM Handbook is published by the Agile Business Consortium. So if you just go on their website, you'll be able to buy it. It's £42 if you are not a member of the Agile Business Consortium. But if you are a member, it's cheaper. It's about £33, so it's £10 cheaper. The handbook is what you need for both the foundation and practitioner level. So that's why I was just saying, if you're starting this journey, just see it through. Remember the quote for this year. So you need to check out my setting New Year reset video, because my motto for this year is stop starting and start finishing. Whatever you put your hands on, finish it. Foundation, yes, well and good. It's better than nothing, but you might as well go through the whole way. The handbook is what you'll need. It's 200 pages, approximately 200 pages handbook. For foundation, it's like they've actually considered the two levels. So foundation is the first 60 pages, then the remaining pages are practitioner. So when you're doing foundation, you're getting introduced to the methodology, and you get a good understanding on what the DSDM framework is essentially. Then practitioner, you get to apply this to real life. You get to learn techniques of how would this actually work on a project, and it's very case study, reality type of like it brings it to life, simply put. So you might as well, because you're doing this to apply it to work, so you might as well do both levels. I would encourage you definitely. In terms of the format, So you need 50% to pass. So no one's expecting you to get 100%, which is a good thing. It's online proctored, so it's APMG who do everything. They'll, of course, if an invigilator is needed, etc., especially if you're applying directly through them, then that will be sorted out for you, but it's online. You'll use their systems. If you're doing it through a learning provider, they may already have eligible invigilators. Like your tutor could be an eligible invigilator, which is our case. Our tutor was also an invigilator, so we did it through with the tutor. But if you're doing through the full online individual, you've registered yourself, etc., it will be online, just like many other tech certifications are. Multiple choice, 50 questions. There's no negative marking. It's a 40-minute exam and it's closed book. Now, honestly, if you are already like you have some work experience, foundation exam is quite easy. Now, I'm not saying you don't go and read the handbook, but a lot of the answers you can get them just from knowing what you do at the workplace, knowing your customer. Like, it has a lot of business led. It's not technical, it's business led, so you can use your judgment a lot. Now, all you need is to really understand the framework, and it doesn't take, as you had, the manual is 60 pages for the foundation level. So the foundation exam, most our teacher was telling us, I think there's a pass rate of 90 something percent. So most people pass foundation. So if I can elaborate for you so that you realize how easy you can get this and start boosting your CV, we had 2 days lessons for 2 days, and on the second day it wasn't even a full day, it was like 1.5, and then we did the exam. So we didn't even have time. You know how you digest the material and then you revise and all that? There's no need for all that. Literally what you've learned is what you go in with and you'll be fine. So foundation is a walk in the park, honestly. Practitioner though, make sure to check out my next video, because that one I will talk through in detail the different types. The exam format becomes more complex, the questions become more complex, and honestly that one is where they're like, yeah, for you to say you are an agile project manager, you need to work for it. But for the foundation level, it's a walk in the park, and I don't see why you don't have it today. Like, by the time you finish this video, you should have it. But yeah, in terms of high level tips, it's the same tips I would give for practitioner. Practice, practice, practice. But that's mainly for practitioner, because foundation, you just need to do, you will do your first mock paper and you'll see, I'm all right, I'm ready type of thing. But I always say this, even on all the qualifications I've ever done, and I've done quite many, never enter an exam without knowing what to expect. Don't go in and you don't even know what type of questions they ask. You've never had any familiarity with mock questions. That is not wise. I would encourage you to definitely practice, do a mock paper, also apply your experience. So don't expect that, of course, if you've read the manual in and out, you probably will remember majority of the principles, but a lot of it is actually what you do in the workplace is very applicable, in terms of customer first, especially if you're in the project space, consulting space. For me, I found it very relatable, and I was able to answer a lot of the questions from experience. Yeah, so that's it. In terms of practice, unfortunately, the Agile Business Consortium, or APMG, I have not personally seen a question and answers manual, as I would normally expect with majority of certifications. So what I've seen being done is the learning providers will have their own mock questions, because there aren't sample papers out there. I think the only way you can really access some of the sample papers is if you become a member of the Agile Business Consortium. So what I'd encourage you with that one is maybe look into online. If you're self-studying, look into some of the online tuition providers where maybe you can purchase some of these resources from them, or if you're able to just get access to that bit of the questions. Normally the online options are much cheaper than classroom based options. So just look into that, just see if you can be able to get some mock questions. Personally, we got, what myself and the others we were in our class, we got a workbook, and that was very useful because it mimicked the exam and I was able to prepare very well. Again, I'd say if it's a cost thing that's not readily available to you, invest this mainly for practitioner. Practitioner needs it for sure. Do not even try to enter that exam room for practitioner without practicing. Foundation, you can probably get away with it. But yeah, see you on the next one. Bye.